I was sitting there thinking about recently the idea of sort of self-improving and trying to get better in life. And I realized that even the mindset of wanting to get better in life is something that only, I'm going to say this pretty bluntly. I have no idea how true this is, but based on what I've seen, based on my observations, this is something that only I'll say 1% of people even have. Most people, I don't think, really dare or even care to try to improve themselves. Now, I remember, I think years ago, I don't know how up to date this statistic is, or how valid it is, or how relevant it still is. I once heard that I think about 60% of people, once they graduate from college, no longer even bother to read books or to try to grow or improve themselves, unless it's for class or unless it's for developing themselves in the workforce, which I find fascinating, because it basically just means that unless there's an incentive, like a monetary incentive, most people are unwilling to improve themselves or grow. And like I said, I don't know how relevant or how true that statistic is, but I feel like it's probably correct, especially when you look around and you see most people are overweight. I think I read recently that about 60% of people in America are overweight. So 60% of people are fat. And out of that 60%, about, I think it was 40 or 50% are obese. So the majority of people you come in contact with are obese or at least are overweight, which again is stunning. That means that the majority of people in just the core area of trying to improve their fitness, not even physique, just improving their fitness, being in better shape, most people don't even care enough about themselves to even improve in that area. So it brings me back to the whole point of the video. Most people, like the idea of being sort of a 1% individual is difficult conceptually. And when I say this, I'm not necessarily trying to suggest that. I think part of this whole idea of it being hard conceptually is the fact that doing the things that make you 1% is just difficult to do. It is objectively difficult to do. And I always take it back to improving in your life. It's health, wealth, and relationships. Having better health, having high quality finances, and having high quality relationships. Those things are objectively difficult to do. But even thinking about doing those things is difficult. And it just, I know that might sound weird as you're listening to this. Maybe that's not something you've thought about before. But the other day, just sitting there thinking about that was just so fascinating to me. Like, if you bring up the idea of you trying to improve yourself, most people are going to look at you weird. Most people are going to think you're crazy. They're going to sit there and say, why are you doing these things? Why not just relax? Or I get this all the time in my own life. A lot of times I have goals and of course I want to achieve them. I'll take fitness, for example. If I want to gain weight or try to get in better shape, people will say, oh, you're working too hard. Oh, you should slow down, take it easy, rest a little bit more, which is fine. I get the positive mindset that they have. I get that they're saying it with love and with good intent. But the idea of people saying slow down, take it easy, it comes from a mindset of someone who has not tried to improve themselves. Because anyone in the fitness world, anyone who's tried to actually improve themselves or gain muscle, or even when it comes to things like financial, if you're trying to get more money, you're trying to work harder to get a better job, or to be an entrepreneur, start your own career, do whatever, or you're trying to build better relationships and meet more people, and now it's starting to rain. Anyone who has tried that 1000% understands just how difficult that is. And they understand the process and the work that goes into it. So they would never sit there and say, oh, you're working too hard, slow down. Anyone who's actually been a part of this game, or who's at least attempted this, would sit there and say, no, keep going, try harder. How can I help you? Let me support you. Sorry about the weird transition. I was outside trying to record this video. It was kind of nice out. It was sunny out. And of course, the moment I sit down and start recording, it starts to rain. So had to run back to my car. So here I am in my car, finishing up the video. But yeah, where was I? So even the idea of trying to improve yourself or trying to get better, I think for most people, it doesn't really stick in their minds. I don't think for most people it's something that they even consider or something that they even think about. I think for most people, the idea of improving doesn't exist. I think for most people, they just live life and there's sort of a bystander to life. I call it ghosting in life. That's sort of my usual default way of explaining how people live their lives. They ghost through it. Things happen to them. Life sort of happens to them. They don't happen to life. They don't actively try to set goals and improve themselves and crush it. They don't try to reverse engineer the ideal lifestyle for themselves. Instead, what they do is they allow things to just happen to them. And if it's, whether or not it's preferable or undesirable, they simply take it and they accept it because they don't have any real agency in their own lives. And I'm not saying that they can't have agency. I'm saying most people choose to not have agency. And I think ultimately what it comes down to is this. I think if you're the kind of person that wants to improve yourself, you understand deep down on a fundamental level that the things you want to do are going to be difficult. I think you understand that deep down. And I think even the people that don't improve themselves, I think they understand that trying to improve themselves is is a difficult endeavor in itself. And it's easier to sort of accept the life that's given to you and not work hard and to just kind of take whatever's given to you. It's easier to do that than it is to sort of grab life by the balls, so to speak, and to put in the effort and to face the disappointment and to get punched in the face, get your teeth knocked out by life, to go through the ups and downs, both maybe physically, psychologically, in every single way, spiritually. Some people like to talk about spiritual. I think people deep down understand that it's going to be a difficult journey. The whole path to improving yourself is hard. And I think for that reason, most people aren't willing to go through it. I think most people are willing to just accept the reality that they have and to not improve themselves at all. Hopefully that all makes sense. So I make this video because if you're here on my channel, you're not someone who just wants to be normal. My whole, for anyone watching, the whole channel, the whole idea of my brand, of everything I say, to not be average. It's not be normal, because in my personal opinion, mediocrity, being average, living life the way that society tells you should live is pointless. It's useless. It won't lead to a high quality life. It'll lead to a low quality life by default, because low quality is what society serves you. Low quality is what serves society. So in turn, society serves it back to you. Does that make sense? If everyone's low quality, if everyone's a consumer, if everyone's fat, if everyone's lazy, that's perfect for society. That's perfect for consumer culture. That's perfect for creating slaves that just do whatever society wants it to do. It's good to have a nation of people who cannot think for themselves and people who lack any ambition. This is not what you want in your own life. You should want better for yourself, and you should want the ideal of your life. You only exist on this planet once. You only have a finite amount of time. So you might as well make that amount of time that you have on this planet worth living. It should be a remarkable story that you'd want to share with others. Understand that self-improvement is difficult conceptually. The idea of wanting to improve in itself puts you further ahead than basically everyone else, because most people are lazy. So hope this video helped. Hope you got a lot out of this. If you did, click the like button, subscribe to the channel, and leave me a comment. Let me know what you thought about this video. Hope to see you in the next one. Peace out.